Hey everyone, Seth at Hub City Vintage, and if you happened to catch our most recent drop, then you likely noticed the 600-meter diver with a decidedly shallow description. In today's video, we'll clear the hazy air encircling a holy grail with more than a passing resemblance to a decorative ashtray. As I mentioned in a previous video, the Seiko Dive Watch Dynasty was built on relentless R&D and overly engineered case construction. After the discovery of the fatal shortcomings around the 6215 and the early 6159 300-meter models, Seiko spent 7 years developing the nearly impenetrable 6159 7010 grandfather tuna. It could withstand not only the pressures involved at a depth of 300 meters, but to remove any doubt, was cleared to twice that at 600 meters. This 600-meter milestone was clearly an important one to Seiko, and it's a rating still met by a fairly recent Marine Master model. The high-beat automatic grandfather tuna would eventually be replaced by Seiko's first quartz saturation diver, the golden tuna, housing the robust 7549, and again a depth rating of 600 meters. In 1986, Seiko introduced its brand new 7C46 movement and rolled it out across the entire professional diver line. Cutting-edge tech for the time, this high-efficiency, high-torque, purpose-built movement allowed low-drain electronics to help drive the oversized hands over a battery life averaging 5 years. It also included an EOL, or end-of-life feature, that shows the second-hand move in 2-second intervals when the battery is low. The gear train pivots rest in 7 total jewels, 3 of which are mounted in the plastic main plate. The 7C46 was housed in a revamped 300-meter tuna and a golden tuna with a new 1,000-meter depth rating. That left a 600-meter shaped hole in the lineup to be filled by a completely new design, the 7C46-6009 Ashtray. As with many Seiko nicknames, the Ashtray wasn't an officially sanctioned name from the company, but rather a descriptor that developed among enthusiasts due to the shape of the bezel and its similarity to what would have still been a commonplace item in many homes and restaurants at the time. In addition to its unique shape, the bezel was the only component constructed of titanium. The rest of the case was stainless steel with a machined finish used to create the subdued gray appearance. As it was replacing the 600-meter golden tuna, a golden flare of its own seemed appropriate, so yellow highlights are visible throughout and make for contrasting elements that I personally feel are a bit lacking on the latter all-titanium 6010 version that would eventually replace the original. Love it or hate it, the Ashtray is an icon, and believed by many to be a design way ahead of its time. I recently read an article by Michael Stockton over at Fratello. Quick side note, Seiko fans, you should be reading every word this man writes. He's absolutely great, and he thinks the Ashtray is ripe for the reissue treatment. And good or bad, I think he might be onto something there. Besides, it might be the only way to add one to your own roster, as nice examples of either configuration are a bit more than scarce. We couldn't believe our luck in landing this one, and I hope you enjoyed this addendum to our listing. If so, give us a like, or even better, subscribe to our channel. You can also join us over at Patreon, where $7 a month gets you access to exclusive content, comprehensive rundowns of all of our inventory as it arrives, and more. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.